guys doing today? Oh boy, this is a great topic today. Today we're talking about the things that inspire us. And now Stephanie's not with us today. Toronto's not in the house. She'll
Dang
be
it.
back later. She's going to give us some good feedback too. But I was thinking maybe we could go around and just say what are two things that give us inspiration. How do we get it? Where does it come from? Uh, Rose, you looking so dreamy in your beautiful studio. What are your ideas?
Hi, Ross. Okay, wow. Well, I actually have this little thing that someone taught me a long time ago, and it kind of goes along with finding inspiration by narrowing the lens through which you look at something. So I like to do it with a camera, but there's a little trick you can use that put your fingers like this, and you can make a frame, either rectangular or square. And then whatever has caught your interest, you can look at it through the frame like that. And it helps you to sort of visualize things in a more artist kind of view. And my second way is to find music that moves you.
Oh,
Hmm.
how cool. Okay, more to come. We're going to go all around first. Cheryl, what you got for us today? What are some of the things that inspire you?
I love getting new art equipment, and I always feel so excited when I go to the art shop and I just want to use it. And also, I just love the world of art. So I love looking at other people's artwork and other people's paintings, and I sort of think, I want to belong to that tribe.
Oh,
And so I want to join in.
oh, joining in. Oh, beautiful. Oh gosh. Oh, Laura, what are your ideas?
My ideas. First of all, sometimes yeah, inspiration does found me. I'm not looking for inspiration, and usually it's happened while I'm driving. So it's yeah, it's something probably because the mind it's like a focus on driving, and so it's free to elaborate. And many times my idea comes while I'm driving, and obviously I cannot start immediately to paint. And I'm searching for inspiration, many times it's when I try to experiment or to start a new course, course that teach you different technique, but that maybe I'm not going to use, but I like to open my mind to new way to paint.
Mm, mm. Oh, that's so cool. Okay, more about that too. Denise, I bet you have a lot of
Yeah,
ideas.
I do. Well, all of the previous ones for sure, but for me, it always helps to create without expectations or goals.
Mm,
So I would either like grab a bunch of magazines, do some collaging in like a sketchbook, but to create something without even having it to have to be beautiful or finished or art or whatever. Just create something, because then the juices start flowing. And the other one would be to go outside, even in your own neighborhood, wander around and try to look for interesting things that you had never noticed before.
mm, mm. Wow, there's a real overlap
Hmm.
in all of our things. Thank you. Okay.
And you, Ross?
Yeah.
And me, well, one of the things that I do is I read. I read a lot of different kinds of materials. My curiosity is pretty boundless, and sometimes there's a line or something within what I read that's like, well, that sounds so compelling, and then I find myself just like scribbling out something. And so, speaking of scribbling, it's also helpful when I literally just start scribbling and then something just kind of happens. It's not happenstance, it's more coincidence. I think it's like being in the place, being in that right place will allow that to come through. um,
That's cool. That's kind of like the surrealist automatism.
yeah, it is. Yeah, and actually that's how I started, although back in the day I was also on drugs, but that was there's definitely a part of that, and I really hear all of these things. Like I think that we all do to some extent every single thing that each one of us has said. There's nothing that's
Yeah.
foreign. It's like, oh, I've never thought of that before. It's like, it's. I think we all were like, oh, yeah, I love doing that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's the part of the overlap is that we're all inspired by other arts, like the literary arts, the musical arts, other visual arts, architecture, you know, like Denise is definitely inspired by architecture. You can tell by
Mhm.
and we're all like, I mean, Lara is writing. We all have these other artistic interests that inspire us, right?
Yeah.
And going outside, driving, walking,
Yeah.
forest bathing, which I learned has a Japanese word I never heard before. So there's a whole aspect of being in like not in your studio that can help to also bring something else out.
Well, and also the because it's also, I think, for what Lara said, the actual action of driving, the fact that you're doing some sort of a menial task, and your brain has the space to wander. So for me, it
Yeah.
also often happens when I'm driving or biking or when I'm in the shower,
Washing
or
dishes.
yes, lying awake at morning, when you wake up at 5 and you're like, I can't get back to sleep.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with the mundane, repetitive task thing because that's part of my process. There's a lot of like rinsing in the buckets and hanging things to dry and wringing things out and steeping things over a pot, and it's those kind of, I don't know, like just repetitive tasks that
Yes.
also, like Lara said, that your brain kind of goes into a different alpha wave or something, and some other part of it gets to like wander around and come up with these ideas.
Mm, mm. There's something similar in like the stirring that pot, like going to the art store, like Cheryl says,
Yeah.
seeing these things, seeing these beautiful materials, the the craftsmanship that comes out in the color, and it's like, well, oh, well, you start drooling a little bit. What would I do with that color? And you just know that there's going to be something that you could do with that thing. It's like I never thought about that color before for this thing. It allows this chance in kind of that same way. Maybe it's not quite so much as a meditation as a exploration.
I went to Montreal and I went to Kama Pigments, and oh, look what I got. And I haven't used it yet. It's
Nice.
passive. And it's
What is it?
iridescent. It's an
Iridescent
iridescent
pigment?
pigment powder that you can mix with any medium that you
Oh
want.
my gosh.
Look at that. Look at that
Amazing.
iridescence. Look, Cheryl. Ooh, you'd like this one.
I know.
I went to the art supply store to get paint for my niece's project in Holland, and I got these acrylic inks that are all
Wow.
iridescent because I thought she would really like them, and she
I'll
did.
bet you did. Yeah.
Oh yeah, she was
That's
all
what
over them.
really needs. Inspiration.
Laura's used iridescent and gold and other kinds of material paints in some of the work that you've done in the Palimpsest project. You look like you don't know what I'm talking about, Laura.
No, because my son was entering and I
Oh,
couldn't
okay.
hear you. Your question. You were saying that I used the gold.
Yeah, like
Yes.
so you've been inspired also by, was it like seeing the paint and it's like, oh, that's applicable, or like were you walking through the art store and you saw the paint and then you got excited about it? Like
No,
other
because
things?
I like to use gold. Also in the past, in different painting, I use gold, and I like to use in different way, or with the painting, or with the foil to attach on the
Like
canvas.
a real gold leaf kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool. So Cheryl, what kind of supplies have you picked up lately that have given you the, I don't know, what do you call that? Rubbing hands together.
I picked up yesterday. I picked up 5 new canvases, and I actually had them framed. So I'm trying out the ready framed canvases. So I actually picked up 5 new 3x4s with oak frames already done to have a go at.
Oh,
And you take them out of the frame to work on them, or you paint them?
Apparently, yes, that's what you do, and then you actually put them back in, so they'll have a nice oak frame. So
Oh,
I had a
wow.
choice of black, white, oak. Yeah. And another thing that I have done is that yesterday I paid for an embossing tool that will actually emboss my prints with my signature. So it
Ooh,
actually presses into the paper. So
ooh,
that's another fun thing, isn't it?
ooh.
yeah.
Oh, we're gonna talk. That sounds amazing. I'm totally inspired by that. Uh,
Me
um,
too. There you go, inspiration.
inspiration. Yeah, I think that novelty really plays a part in how we get there, like being outside, you see something new, you're framing something new, there's something new that you
Yeah.
see. So maybe it's like a newness or a newness, novelty.
It's
Explore.
like it's like being endlessly fascinated with what's around us. I mean, I think that's part of being an artist, that we have this constant fascination that doesn't burn out. We're just always noticing things that spark our interest that we want to share in such a way that we literally it flows through our hands and into a tangible object, and we want to share that.
Yeah, I
Oh,
think it has
shit.
also something to do with the way we see, because I think we see differently than like, I would say normal people. I don't know, but I remember very clearly when I was in high school. We had one of those school trips. We went a week to France just to paint, and I spent a whole week just painting outside in France, the countryside. And after that, I just kept seeing the trees and the lights differently,
Yeah.
and that has never gone away. So it's just that you notice things differently, you look at the world differently, and different things jump out at you, I think.
Yeah.
I think you have to have an imagination. I feel as if you have to be able to imagine things before you can build them
Hmm.
or make them. Because if you can't imagine what you want or what you're thinking about, how do you
Yeah,
get there?
Yeah.
this is a necessary process also for me. When I start to paint, I need to visualize on my mind what I'm going to paint and change things.
Yeah, it's something
Uh,
that I hear often from people who are not artists, who are not used to putting something on a canvas or something, and they always tell me, "Oh, I wouldn't be able to visualize how that would look, or to be able to get the thing that is in my head onto a piece of paper or onto a panel or whatever."
Yeah. It's a
So
Oh,
how do you? Yeah, that's a great thing. How do you?
well,
Yeah.
isn't that part of the challenge? The the inspiration is that struggle, right? The struggle to make that happen. It's like I have this in me, I have this idea, I want to get it on there, and then how do I do it?
hmm.
As being
Mm.
part of that imaginative bridge to get you across the unknown. Oh, wow, okay.
Well, then that's problem solving, isn't it?
Oh,
So
right.
then it's like an architect, if you have this incredible idea about how to make this
Yes,
concept
absolutely.
or something like, the Opera House or the Shard or some really incredible building, which I suppose like if you go to Dubai. So if you have these incredible ideas, but then you have to be able to make them.
Mm,
Yeah.
Yeah,
So then you're problem solving.
mm.
That's
Mm.
creativity.
So
Yeah.
that's
And then responding to the things that don't work out,
Yeah, because
right?
that's why we call it creation, because it didn't exist already.
Yeah.
It had to have some kind of genesis in an idea to be created. That's why it's creation. That's why we're
I do as well.
creators.
Laura, did you have something there? I thought you raised your hand.
No, I just moved my hair from the eye.
So whether it's from our messes or from the beauty that we see or the struggles that we have, I guess there's some place that we always have a place to turn to get inspired and new ideas. And
There is another thing that I use to get inspired. Just wondering on, like in Pinterest. I don't know if you used to, because of Pinterest, when you choose an image, suggests you something different, and so you follow a path. And sometimes it helped me to understand what I have in my mind. If not, is not really clear, because it just I follow the instinct that give me say to me to choose an image and then choose another one, and I clarify what I have in my mind, that to try to help to visualize what I want to obtain, because sometimes it's like with the fog.
You don't really know.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
it's like but you don't know.
Yeah.
You know what you want, or the emotion that you want to get, but you need to see something. So I find more than the other apps, Pinterest is interesting to use.
That's what it used to be like to go to a library or a bookstore, where you kind of go towards something and then something else near there, and then and then you'd end up in a place with a book or something that you didn't go for, but ended up being the perfect thing.
And isn't that really what the internet kind of relies on now?
Yeah.
You know, like your natural curiosity and the things you've been tagging or interested in, tagging not the right word, but that you'd search out, that you'd find new things. It'll suggest.
Ideally, it's not just about ads because you bought a set of luggage. Because
or you said the word, and then
it's another year after I bought a set of luggage, and I kept thinking, why do they think I need more luggage?
Yeah, what's that called? That's the opposite of being inspired for something, I guess, right? Yeah. I think we've come to our moment here. I think this was a great conversation. As always, I learned so much when I talk to you folks. I'm so happy. Thank you so much. And we'll be back again next week around the world.
Bye.